Sports.
After a lost weekend in St. Louis, the Sox returned home to Comiskey Park last night, where behind a solid outing from 22-year-old southpaw Mark Buehrle and another home run from American League Player of the Week Mags Ordonez, the Sox won a season-high 5th straight home game. Tonight, the Sox look to continue to gain ground on the Tribe and Twins as they go for a Royal 6 next on WGN. We are coming to you from Comiskey Park, where tonight WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball as Mags Ordonez, Ray Durham, Carlos Lee, and the Chicago White Sox as they get set to host Mike Sweeney, Jermaine Dye, Joe Randa, and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the beautiful city of Chicago, Illinois. With Darren Jackson, I'm Ken Harrelson, as we get set to bring you the second of this three-game set. In the opener last night, Sox took it. Exciting ball game. They won it 5-4. Mark Buehrle, another strong outing. He has now won his last 5 starts. So the Sox have won 10 out of the last 11 games here at home. And to continue that pace, hopefully, sending James Baldwin to the bump.
Yeah, James, last time out, 6 innings, he walks away with a no decision. Was not a real sharp outing for him. He's got to be a little sharper because tonight he's facing the Royals, who he's had somewhat success with a 6-5 record, 6.5 ERA. But these guys hit the ball well against him, so he's got to be on his A game tonight and show up and keep things going just like Mark did.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. It'll be James Baldwin against Jeff Suppan, and DJ will be back with the rest of the starting lineups right after this.
Chicago White Sox baseball brought to you by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. Your local Ford store. Quality people, quality products. Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. And by Toyota, a better way every day.
Welcome back to Comiskey Park. And the teams have just exchanged the starting lineups for tonight as the umpires are gathered around home plate. The fans standing on their feet waiting for the Sox to run out on the field and James Baldwin to make it to the hill to take his warm-up pitches. Let's take a look right now at how things are shaping up in the AL Central.
And now here are your 2001.
You see, Minnesota's on top still. Half game back is Cleveland. And Chicago now under that 10-game mark at 9.5. So the two top teams in the division have fallen off a little bit and have lost 4 in a row, but they're battling each other right now in Cleveland. And as James Baldwin takes the hill, it's time right now to have a look at Tony Muser's starting lineup. Getting things started will be the left fielder, Endy Chavez, followed by Ray Sanchez at shortstop. The center fielder is Carlos Beltran. First base, Mike Sweeney, followed by the DH tonight. Usually out in right field, Jermaine Dye. Joe Randa is at third base. Raul Ibanez is in right field tonight. The number 8 hitter is young Carlos Febles. The catcher tonight, A.J. Hinch. Check out the Joy of Pepsi defense. We got Aaron Rowan out in left field tonight. Chris Singleton in center. Mags Ordonez in right. On the infield, you have Leifer, Clayton, Durham, and Konerko. Behind the plate, a welcome back to Mark Johnson, just recalled today, as Kelly Wunsch was put on the disabled list. On the hill, James Baldwin. JB comes in with a record of 2-4 with a 4.43 ERA in 10 starts. He's got a couple complete games. Given up 72 hits, 10 long balls, 19 base on balls, and 16 strikeouts. He's got a 6-5 record, as I mentioned, career against Kansas City. He's got 64 victories, 52 losses in his career. Umpires tonight, Mike Winters at home plate, Ted Barrett at first, Alfonso Marquez at second, and Steve Ripley down at third base. As young Endy Chavez toes a hole in the batter's box, it's time for Hawk to take it away.
All right, DJ, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here with WGN Sports, second of this three-game set. As a 23-year-old left fielder, Endy Chavez will lead things off. There are his numbers. First pitch strike. Last year, Chavez at St. Lucie hit .298. Homer, 43 RBIs, and he had 38 stolen bases. Fouls that pitch back, and very quickly the count 0-2. So Kansas City coming in 27-42. They are 15 games behind hitting at .269 as a club. They have a 4.95 team ERA. The ball hit hard. One hopper. Royce Clayton right there. And Chavez is retired. Kansas City coming into yesterday's action had won 5 out of the last 6. They swept the Cardinals at Kauffman Stadium and took 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee. Well, the Royals did real well up until this point in interleague play. They finished with a record of 6-3. That's tied for second best around the major leagues. Giants had the best record at 7-2. There's a strike to Ray Sanchez, hitting at .308, no homers. He's driven in 18. Sanchez 0 for 5 last evening. Keith Foltz struck him out to end the ball game with a couple of guys on. Royals have had a tough time on the road. Played 33 games and won 12 of them.
A lot like the Sox. That's where their trouble has been.
That's right. We played 32 games and won 11 of them.
So that's a good combination. We play better at home, so we got a chance to win this one here.
I love it when you analyze. That's into right field. That's a can of corn for Mags.
The ball drifted very deeply. Ball's carrying today. Take a look at JB's home and road record. I tell you, last season was a big difference.
Just reversal almost.
Yeah, of JB and the White Sox altogether. They played much better on the road last year.
Here's the switch hitting center fielder, Carlos Beltran, hitting at .264, 7 homers. He's driven in 31. Beltran 1 for 4 last night, 4 for 19 lifetime against Baldwin. Watch out.
Oh my.
Got real lucky right there. That one guy went down and got real low, and the bat hit the back of his seat. That was close. Watch this one fella. Let me see if he's in our picture right here. No. Yeah, he just ducked, and that ball, that bat, I should say, hit the back top slat.
Yeah, that was
right there. The guy in the green shirt. There's a chopper. Ray's got to hurry. Can he do it? Very quick release. Good play, Ray. And that'll do it. After a half-inning play, it's Kansas City nothing, and the Sox coming to bat.
That was so cool. Let's celebrate. Okay. One apiece.
We're Steve. Enjoying the great outdoors? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
It's the bottom of the first inning, and it's time right now to have a look at Jerry Manuel's starting lineup. Brought to you by the Joy of Pepsi. Chris Singleton gets things started, followed by Aaron Rowan. Ray Durham bats third, and the cleanup spot is Mags Ordonez. At DH tonight, Carlos Lee. At first base is Paul Konerko, followed by Jeff Lever over at third base in the 7 hole. Shortstop is Royce Clayton, and doing the catching, Mark Johnson. Pitcher for KC tonight is, check out the defense first. Chavez, Beltran, Ibanez, Randa, Sanchez, Febles, and Sweeney, and Hinch. Pitcher tonight is Jeff Suppan. We'll check his numbers out in a moment.
26-year-old right-hander. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Chris Singleton will lead it off. Takes first pitch strike. Just 1 for 4 last night, 6 for 15 lifetime against Suppan with a homer, and he's driven in 4. The Sox come in 31-35, 9.5 games back. First time we have been in single digits in a while. Ray Sanchez only committed 2 errors all season. Throws him out, 1 gone. So Suppan, 6'3", check that, 6'2", 210 pounds, out of West Hills, California. There's numbers 3-5, 4.52 ERA, making his 15th start. In fact, he beat Baldwin and the Sox 12-6 back on the 6th of this month at Kauffman Stadium. He's got good stuff.
And he comes in 2-0 his career versus the Sox.
Aaron Rowan making his first major league start. Can't get it. That's what he did at Charlotte. 304, 11 homers. Drove in 33 out of Glendora, California. Cal State Fullerton. There's a good fastball strike on the inside corner. Last year at Birmingham, led that league in RBIs with 98, hit 20 home runs. The year before, Winston-Salem hit 24 homers and drove in 88.
He's a hitter.
He's going to be a good hitter. Or I'll put it this way, he's got a chance to be an outstanding hitter. He's very aggressive. As the off-speed pitch gets him. And let's check out our picks to click right now. Fillmore. Chip Ellison, our director and crew, with Mark Johnson. Carlos, Margie, and DJ going with Mags. And Julian, Darren Urban, and I going to go with Aaron Rowan. Here's Ray back in that 3-hole. Ray was struggling when he went back to the leadoff spot.
Yeah, he enjoyed his time in the 3 spot. I think he's be a little happier there.
1-1 to count. Sox hitting .253 as a team with a 4.65 ERA. Sox are 20-14 here at home. As we mentioned, they have won 10 out of the last 11 here at Comiskey Park, and overall have won 17 out of the last 23. There's a good off-speed pitch. Nubs it foul.
You know, Ray, in his last 6 games, all in the leadoff spot, he was only hitting .190. You know, he was tearing the cover off the ball while he was batting third. So I guess Jerry said enough of that. We'll put Chris up there and see if he can get things started for us. Put Ray where he was driving in a lot of runs for us.
2 out, the 1-2 pitch. Yes, he did. Did not check it up. 1-2-3 inning for Suppan, and after 1, no score.
Operator, I'd like to make a collect call, please. First name Bob, last name is We Otta Baby Pizza Boy.
Hello?
Collect call for Mr. Bob, We Otta Baby Pizza Boy.
Sorry, wrong number.
Who's that, Jim?
Bob, they had a baby. It's a boy.
Oh.
Don't cheat the phone company. Save money the legal way. Call Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
No score, top of the second. First baseman Mike Sweeney will lead it off. Sweeney at .316, 14 homers. He's driven in 45. He was 4 for 4 last evening with a homer. Lifetime against Baldwin, 6 for 25 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Ball hit hard but foul.
And Sweeney had come in over against Mark Buehrle until last night's ball game. He didn't do too much at first. He just kind of punched the ball where Mark was throwing it towards right field. And when Mark left, he turned and burned on one and hit a long ball.
Well, he has 31 doubles this year. That's tops in the major leagues, and that ball hit hard into left. Rowan goes back, looks up, and you can put it on the board. That's a line drive home run for Mike Sweeney, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. The ball was hurt.
Well, Sweeney, his last at bat last night, homer, and again, so 2 straight at bats, 2 solo shots.
That'll bring up the DH this evening. Jermaine Dye at .292, 9 homers, 34 driven in, takes a strike. Dye 1 for 4 with an RBI last evening. He's hit Baldwin hard. 7 for 19, and of the 7 hits, 4 of them have stayed in the park. There's a chopper in the hole. Clayton very quickly over the top and tied.
And here's a reminder to stop by the Bullpen Sports Bar during your next visit to Comiskey Park. It's located behind the right field fence with a great field view. The bar is open before, during, and after the game. And you can enjoy great food, fine spirits, and exciting White Sox baseball. You must be 21 or older to enter.
That's also the area of the Bertucci boys. Bobby and Bruno. We'll take care of you out there. As Joe Randa takes ball 1. And we're going to show you our email address very early in the game tonight. So if you want to email us, we'll try to get as many of you as we can. Email Hawk and DJ, SoxTV@chicagosports.com. That's Hawk and DJ at SoxTV@chicagosports.com. Very quickly, ball 4 to Randa. So 1 out, Randa at first, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Raul Ibanez. No pinch hit last night, reached on an error. 29-year-old outfielder, 26 games this year. Outfield around to the left. Nice pick by Mark Johnson. Here at Comiskey Park, 330 down the left field line, 372 in left center, 400 straightaway center, 377 in right center, and 335 down the right field line.
Ibanez up there at the plate. He's had a little bit of a roller coaster ride this year, making the team out of spring training, being sent down, called back up, sent back down.
There's a shot base hit into center.
And the first strike that James has thrown out of the last 6 pitches now. It's lit up. That's just right over the heart of the plate. More like James appeared to be just trying to throw a strike on that last one.
So 1 out, 2 on. Here's the 25-year-old second sacker, Carlos Fables. He was 0 for 3 last night, 4 for 13 lifetime off Baldwin. There's a strike. 0-1 to count. Checking the slate of action around the American League. Tigers hosting the Yankees. Toronto at Baltimore. Minnesota taking on the Indians in Cleveland. And the count 0-2. Boston at Tampa Bay, Anaheim at Texas, and Oakland hosting Lou Piniella red hot first place Seattle Mariners. Although they have lost 2 in a row, which has been noteworthy this year. That hadn't happened very often. Over in the National League, Cubs taking on the Cardinals in St. Louis. Milwaukee at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh at home against Philadelphia. Mets at Shea against Montreal. Florida at Atlanta. Colorado taking the Astros on down in Houston. San Francisco at San Diego, and the Dodgers are hosting the D-backs. Pitch sailed outside. And that Minnesota Cleveland game, it's in the top of the 4th. Twinkies shutting out the Indians 3-0. 2-run double by Corey Koski and a solo homer by Brian Buchanan. That's low. 2-2.
Fables hitting .278 with runners in scoring position. This is only as he's only played in 20 games on the season. With a bad knee.
Fouls that one back. Royals lead at 1-0 here in the top of the 2nd. If you're just tuning in, as you look at the very fine skipper of Kansas City, seeing his club get off to a tough start, Tony Muser. A good man, good baseball man. So Fabus is gone. 2 down.
Take a look at this last pitch from James Baldwin. That's a pretty good curveball. One thing James has had a little problem with is the consistency of his curveball, the bite on it. He's kind of rolled a few up to home plate through several of his starts this year.
Yeah, inconsistency is the right word because of the fact when he's right, he's got one of the best right-handed curveballs in the American League. It is tight, it is quick. As A.J. Hinch takes first pitch strike. Hinch at 176 homers. He's driven in 14.
Hinch only has 17 hits. Obviously 6 of them long balls. Swinging for the downs most of the time when he walks up to home plate.
Count evens at 1. Minnesota has just added another run. They lead at 4-0. Home run by A.J. Pierzynski off Bartolo Colon. There's a strike and the count 1-2. Come on, JB, take him right here.
It's funny how that unbalanced schedule really comes into play when you see teams now at this part of the year going head to head.
Yes, it is. And it's also in the predicament that we have put ourselves into, noteworthy of following those Minnesota and Cleveland games very closely. Because of the fact we have 14 games remaining with Cleveland and 13 with the Indians.
Well, the thing that everybody pulling for the Sox has to realize is such a terrible hole they dug themselves in and have battled back out of it. And now, before the All-Star break, with a lot of games left, just 9.5 back. So definitely within striking distance if they continue to stay on the positive side and win some games.
Well, 10 guys on the DL now. You may or may not have heard Kelly Wunsch went on the DL. They suspect he may have a torn rotator cuff, and if he does, of course, that's a season-ending injury. Jose Valentin is scheduled to come back. He's eligible to come back on the 24th. Herbert Perry on the 22nd. Hinch is gone, so JB pitches out of it, but Royals pick up a run. Homer by Mike Sweeney after an inning and a half. 1-0 Kansas City.
The unforgettable series finale.
I must put things right.
Of Xena, Warrior Princess. Between the past and the present. Between this world and the next.
The final, the good, the right thing to do.
Lies Xena's ultimate fight for honor, justice, and love.
I will lose you.
Forget what you've heard about the ending. See the truth for yourself. Xena, the last battleground.
Saturday at 8 Eastern on WGN Superstation.
1-0 bad guys here in the bottom of the second inning. Mags Ordonez will lead it off. Mags 2 for 4 last night with a homer, his 18th of the season. Curveball outside. Mags has hit homers in 6 of the last 7 ball games. That's inside 2-0, so he's in the catbird seat. Mags at 303 with those 18 long ones and 51 driven in. Last week's American League Player of the Week, and deservedly so. That will work.
Yeah, and the amazing part of that is the guy behind him has driven in more runs this month. Not the guy behind him, actually, Paul Konerko. Changed the lineup a little bit tonight. Carlos moved out of that 3rd spot into the 5th hole.
Big hack. And if you missed that home run last night, poof, here it is. Chad Durbin. The off-speed pitch, and he just ripped it. Kowtowed it. Buggy whipped it.
Hit it hard.
Bowen aired it. Here's the payoff. And that's ball 4. So the first Sox base runner.
Well, we have a second. Here's a reminder. Primeco is a proud sponsor of the White Sox and is happy to support Chicago White Sox charities by making a donation for each save by a White Sox pitcher throughout the 2001 season.
So here's Carlos Lee, El Caballo at 309, 10 homers. He's driven in 38. Had an RBI last night. He was 1 for 4. Ball gets away from A.J. Hinch, so Mags will just mosey on into second.
Hinch down about knee high, tries to reach up. He just boxed it basically. It was right off of his glove.
That will be a pass ball. Now Carlos, boy, he had a great at bat last night trying to get the runner over to third base. Kept fighting off some tough pitches. Finally got himself a base hit.
Well, the Sox got things going last night in the second inning. Who knows? A good time to start it again. Back-to-back nights.
Up and in. Suppan in his career has won 33 times. He has lost 39 times. Carlos trying to go that way.
No, Suppan, he might be a little tougher than Chad Durbin last night to get the runner over. Got a little more experience, does Suppan. Also maybe one more pitch, a little trick pitch.
Yeah, the off-speed pitch. Kansas City's got some good young arms. Max Suzuki last evening was just outstanding. He came on in 5-1 Sox lead and just completely shut them down as Carlos is gone. And Mac had good stuff last evening. There's Makoto Suzuki. 6'3" right-hander.
See what he did. Retired 16 of 18 batters he faced.
Well, that's about as good a stuff as we've seen him have in some time. So here's Konerko. Paulie at 266, 13 homers, and he's driven in 41. 2 for 4 last evening. Lifetime against Suppan has faced him 8 times, has 3 hits, 1 homer. Watch out.
Paulie's reached base in 16 straight ball games.
Takes an off-speed pitch for the strike.
His last 11 games, he's hit 3 home runs and driven in 11.
He has.
He's hot.
He is.
That he is. Hitting .321 with runners in scoring position.
One and 1 to count. Outfield about equidistant, slightly to the left. Randa well back at third.
It's always a good combination. Your pitchers are dealing, your hitters are driving in runs, and you're getting good defense.
Well, you love to live in that perfect world.
Win a lot of ball games that way.
Jammed him right there, got it in on him just enough.
Unfortunately, there's always the flip side. You go to St. Louis, the pitchers are getting hit, the defense isn't sharp, and the hitters can't buy a hit.
Plus, we didn't think very well. But that's history, man.
That's right.
What do you want to live in the past for?
You know, that's the flip side. You're not getting that very often nowadays.
That was a bad series. That was a Hughley series there in St. Louis.
But you know, you had a day off. You went on vacation down there for a day.
Yeah. I watched it.
Sitting there with the pajamas on, with the little golf balls and tees on them.
A little Dom and some orange juice there, some mimosas.
I was sweating it out up there in the booth. Thanks a lot.
And you were toiling. Hung that one. Well, Mark Burley, as we mentioned, the winner last night. He's won his last 5 starts, but those youngsters have been doing some kind of job for the Sox. 2-2. Back in the last 15 starts between Wells, Tip, who's 24, Burley's 22, Biddle's 25, Garland's 21. They've gone 9-3 with a 2.11 ERA. Here are the last 5 starts for Mark Burley.
That's good.
One of the best young pitching in baseball. As there's a shot base hit. Mags now, as the ball was bobbled out there, was not running hard, and he held up going into third. And then Wallace Johnson tried to wave him on, and too late.
Good thing he didn't.
No, he wasn't going to score.
Well, that's the first time you've really seen something happen like that, where the runner saw that he was going to be held up, and then Wallace adjusted to the juggle out there by Chavez, and Maglio turned around to look for himself and said, forget it, I'm not going. And it was wise, because he'd have been gunned down.
Well, Chavez got a good arm. We saw that in Kansas City.
The ball just hopped up and hit him right in the heel of his mitt, and a quick recovery. And we saw, that's right, that he has a good arm. Take a look at Maglio. He was watching the play in front of him, and they saw he was just caught in between, and then looked back, and he had no chance.
Jeff Leefer had a towering 2-run homer last evening. So 1 out, runners at the corners. Good eye. Now he's got command of this count. 2-0.
Paulie staying hot. Now 17 straight he's reached base. Maglio's reached base in 18 straight.
Well, there's a nice pitch right there on the 2-0 count, but if you missed Leefer's home run last night, here's that towering fly ball. See how he's looking straight up at it.
Yeah, he's running, watching it, knowing if it stays fair, he had it, and it did. Real windy, gusty night last night, blowing the ball all over the place.
That's the way you look at one of your tee shots.
Wind, you know, just takes mine like a kite. Floats it straight up in the air. It's not my drive.
Comes back with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball up high. So you threw in the 2-0 change, and then comes back with a gas upstairs. Come on, Jeff, we need you.
A few things that are tough to play outdoors in the wind. Baseball, basketball, and golf. Well,
strikes him out. A big strikeout for Jeff Suppan.
all right, there might be a few other things. I'm just leaving those off the list because I don't play them. As this is a good running fastball from Suppan. We've seen Jeff Leefer hit that pitch, cover that outside part of the plate. It just had a little something on it, got by him.
So it's up to Royce Clayton. Royce, 1 for 3 last evening. Outfield straight up, spread out.
Well, it's unfortunate. Missed opportunity there for Jeff Leefer. The man on third, less than 2 outs. Put that ball somewhere on the field and give yourself a chance to drive in that run. He couldn't do it. Suppan toughened up on him.
I think that 2-0 changeup got his wheels turning a little bit. Royce can't catch up to that one. So the count 0-2.
Well, Royce's average is way down at 147, but he's driven in 12 runs. And a few of those have come with 2 strikes and 2 outs. And especially lately, this is gotten his average. His average was down at 0.99 at one point.
Good try by Suppan.
The way Suppan appears to be throwing, hitters are reacting like he's about mid-90s. On the board, he's throwing 89. Location. That'll get you.
And change-ups. Another change right there, way out in front. Nice block by A.J. Hinch. So 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A couple of pretty good hitters standing right there at first base. That ball hit deep into left field. Chavez goes back, looks up. You can put it on the ball. Yes! 3-run homer by Royce Clayton. And the Sox lead it 3-1. Mercer.
You saw it, Royce's first home run of the season. What a perfect time. And again, with 2 strikes on him and 2 outs, he gets to that pitch that Suppan had gotten by him earlier in the at-bat.
Mark Johnson takes up high, ball 1. Mark just called up from Charlotte as Kelly Wentz was put on the DL. Charlotte, who was hitting at 270, 4 homers, 24 driven in. That ball hit hard into right field. Ibanez back. That's a hang with him for Mark Johnson, but the 3-run homer by Royce Clayton will go to the 3rd, leading by 2.
Choose road. Validating tires.
BF Goodrich tires with traction advantage.
Approved.
For control you can feel, no matter what roads you choose. And now you can see the benefits of BF Goodrich tires and a digital readout. Now through August 31st, get a free G-Tech Pro Performance meter when you buy a set of 4 BF Goodrich Performance tires. BF Goodrich tires, take control.
3-1 good guys. 3-run homer by Royce Clayton. His first in a Sox uniform as Endy Chavez cannot get it. Chavez hit the ball hard to Clayton, leading off the ball game.
Forget getting that monkey off your back. Royce Clayton hadn't homered in 369 at-bats.
JB with a pick. How about that?
PFPs. And here's a reminder. On Saturday, June 30th, the White Sox face the Orioles at 6:05. All fans will enjoy fireworks presented by Old Navy. Plus, the first 30,000 fans of the game will receive 3D viewing glasses with Old Navy coupons attached. For tickets, call 312-8311-SOX.
Shortstop Ray Sanchez flied to right field. It would have appeared to be a pop-up. The ball just kept carrying and carrying, and Mags went back to the edge of the track. Strike on the corner, 1-1.
And Sanchez, he's been hot. His last 30 games, he's got 50 hits.
51.
All right.
I don't know about with the other teams because we don't see it, but I want to tell you one thing right now. Against us, Ray Sanchez is one of the better shortstops in the American League. He hurts us with a bat, and he makes every play that's hit to him.
He's one of those guys, you and I talk about it every time he comes to the box, say late in the game, in a close game with men in scoring position. We don't like him in the box.
I'll tell you what, last night, I was scared to death. First of all, he was 5 for 10 off Folk coming in. As Beltran takes a strike. And Keith just made an outstanding sequence of pitches, and not just the sequence, but the location of them to strike him out. Got him on an up and in fastball.
He's a little pesty guy. You never know what you're going to get. You get in big trouble with him.
Well, he's been a pain in the derriere to us. You got to watch him. He is 7 for 7 in stolen bases. Outfield around to the left, gap in right center. There he goes. Mark Johnson with a throw right on the mark.
Hello.
MJ. Attaboy.
Welcome back. Yeah, nicely executed right there. MJ just no step, just jumped to the side and cash money throw. Well, it was taking Sanchez a year to get down there. Taking little choppy steps.
1-2.
Woo!
Another ball beat runner, you know. He's gone. He'll grab some bench for out number 3. Nothing across after 2.5. 3-1 White Sox.
Welcomed him in. Now he'll never let her out. Deadpool, Thursday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
It's Macaulay Culkin in everyone's favorite family comedy, Without the Family. Yes! Home Alone.
Friday at 8 Eastern on WGN.
Beautiful throw to second by Mark Johnson. Nailed. Ray Sanchez as we get set to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Sox. Chris Singleton tries to check it up. Chopper 2 hopper. Fably.
It's time right now to have a look at our upcoming games, brought to you by Pepsi AC. Tomorrow on Fox Sports Net, 105 game here against Kansas City. Then we move down over to Baltimore on Fox Sports Net again. That'll be 6:05 Chicago, 6:05 the following night on the same network. And then Saturday, 12:15 here in Chicago on Fox.
Here's the left fielder, Aaron Rowan. Struck out his first at bat, making his first major league start. Hits that one into right field, right at Raul Ibanez. So 2 pitches, 2 out.
What do you think that means for Ray? Take a pitch?
What would you do?
Take a pitch.
Taking all the way. I might have been hacking it that way.
No, you wouldn't.
Down low, 1-1. Ray also a strikeout victim his first trip.
No, you'd have done just like Ray and then stepped out of the box and said to yourself, I should have swung at that.
2-1. That's probably exactly what would have happened. Count evens at 2. There's no question it's been a hot afternoon. That's one thing. As he strikes him out, so Ray is gone for the second time. That's the 5th strikeout for Suppan. We'll go to the 4th, leading by a pair.
Car insurance bills getting too hot to handle? Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hello? No, I can't save you money on car insurance. You want Geico, not Gecko. Well, that's uncalled for.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more.
Mike Sweeney leads off the top of the 4th inning. 3-2-0 for the Sox, 1-3-0 for Kansas City. Sweeney, homer, leading off the 2nd inning. So in the first 2 games of the set, he is 5 for 5 with 2 homers. Got his average up to 319. We mentioned leading the major leagues in doubles this year with 31 last year. With 333, 29 homers, and drove in 144, a new franchise record for Kansas City. Oh, 0-2. The count to Sweeney.
Now, when you got a guy as hot as Sweeney, you see those doubles, league leader by far. You might be better off just kind of like invent a pitch. Just make it up, flip it up there.
Outside.
Nice talking to you. Anyway.
Invent a pitch?
Yeah, there's a few guys who can do that, like a Dave Cone.
Out of play.
Cone. I mean, he kind of like to throw you the kitchen sink. If you're swinging at everything he's got, then he might just throw one underhand submarine you've never seen. Then drop a Pascual Perez Ephus curve on you. You never know.
Talking about those mimosas.
You know where I'm coming from. It'd be helpful if you kind of stopped, just gave me that crazy look and joined in.
Invent a pitch. Here's a 2-2. Softly hit. And he invented that pitch for DJ. So with one out, let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN Superstation.
Along with a very, very talented young man, Darren Jackson. This is Ken Harrelson from Comiskey Park in Chicago, second of this 3-game set. By the way, I ordered that mirror for you. It's coming in shortly. Jermaine Dye. Breaking ball high. Jermaine grounded out to Royce Clayton. There's just a talented young, handsome man. Look at him.
I think
you got the greatest bobblehead imitation you've ever seen.
I think your IFB's turned down too low. You can't hear me talking to you over here.
That's inside 2-0. Well, we didn't see too many bobblehead imitations this morning on the golf course, did we?
You get up too early.
The ball hit hard in the right center field. Chris. Yes! What a nice jump and a nice play by Chris Singleton.
You can tell Jermaine Dye is not happy with his walk off of the field. Of all people, he should be sprinting off the field as many people as he has robbed with plays just like that. He should really appreciate this job by Chris Singleton. This ball was drilled, and Chris kind of took a route, then he had to veer back and then finish it off with his little dive. That ball was doing some dancing on the way out there with the wind.
Joe Randa, who walked his first trip, takes ball 1. Boy, he got a good jump on it, as you mentioned. Had to cut back. Recovered. Dove and put some leather all around it.
And looked like he even had to jump off of his wrong foot. Didn't get a real good push off. It was just make up for it.
Strike on the corner. Just misses. And that's ball 4. So 2 walks, both coming to Rando. And that'll bring up Raul Ibanez, who lined a single to center field. Outfield around to the left, that gap in right center. 3-1 Sox, if you're just tuning in, a 3-run homer by Royce Clayton. And now Mark Johnson wants to go out and have a little chit-chat with JB.
Chit-chat. It's a good old-fashioned word there, Coach.
Here's the 1-0. That ball hit high and deep into right center field. Singleton back at the fence, jumps, and you can put it on the board. 2-run homer by Raul Ibanez. And this game is tied at 3. So a 2-out walk, jumps up and bites Baldwin.
Tell you, it almost looks like JB's pitching around Joe Randa tonight. Only thrown him 1 strike, and that was a tough pitcher's pitch.
Breaking ball strike to Carlos Fablis, who struck out his first trip.
Ibanez taking advantage of hitting it high and letting the wind drive it out of here. You know, he smoked it. Did not get hurt at all by the way the wind's circling in this ballpark tonight.
Well, JB is going 2 home runs tonight, 12 on the season. Into the right field area, Mags over by the fence makes a catch, and that'll retire the side, but not before Raul Ibanez's first homer in that Kansas City uniform. And after 3.5, tied at 3.
What is happening to me?
Welcome to the real world.
All week long, WGN's got the big ticket to big screen blockbusters, Hollywood classics, and today's box office hits. WGN is America's superstation. The biggest hits, the brightest stars. They're all right here on WGN Superstation.
Excuse me, miss. Could you send that guy over there a Miller Lite?
Here you go. This is for the ladies in the bar.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Look at that guy over there. Excuse me, miss.
Sorry, Chief.
He's so cute. Okay, there's 2 of them. This is very good. Jackpot.
Looking for love? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Well, at least he's not married.
Yeah, James Baldwin, Raul Ibanez just hit the 2-run blast off of him. This time right now. As a reminder, the White Sox take on the Orioles Sunday, July 1st at 1:05. The first 10,000 fans of the game will receive Maglio Ordonez bobblehead dolls from Pepsi. For tickets, call 312-8311-SOX.
And here's Mags. He walked and scored in the second. 3-3 tie. Ball hit high and deep into center field, but not deep enough. Just underneath it. Carlos Beltran. So we're out to Carlos Lee. And we got some emails, Feisty.
All right.
I love emails. This one from Mike Vella from Shorewood, Illinois. Carlos takes curveball, misses. Says Hawk and DJ, can a player play himself out of the Hall of Fame by staying around too long? Chops that one foul and the count evens at 1.
That's a tough question. I got to believe. Oh, way inside, missing Carlos Lee. I got to believe you're probably talking about players such as like Cal Ripken Jr., Willie Mays at the end of his career, players like that that had long careers. And in my opinion, no.
Me either. Now, it's very, very difficult to do that after you've had such a distinguished and illustrious career. You know, hypothetically, just a hypothetical right here. If Cal Ripken decided to play another 3 or 4 years and continued to play at a much lower brand of baseball than everybody remembers him by, he'd still go in the Hall of Fame and probably on the first ballot.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just as was Willie Mays. A lot of people say he should have shut it down before he did. Why?
Well, you know, one thing about it, too, is that over the years, you know, you come to understand the fact you can never assume about somebody's financial situation. And certainly you'd expect Cal Ripken to be in great shape as that ball hit hard but foul.
Right here, right here, right here,
But
right here.
you don't know what Willie's financial situation was in his career.
He had a whole bunch of great boxers that had to keep coming back because of things just like that. And people would say, why?
Carlos just got a piece of it.
No, I don't think players such as that, if there's somebody that has a questionable career where they've been around for 10, 11 years and they're Hall of Fame type numbers, well, they've got to continue on playing, and if their numbers drop, yeah, they can play their way out of the Hall.
So he walks. Del Caballo. And that'll bring up Konerko. Paulie singled and scored in the second. Here's another one from Zach Goldstein. Says, do you think umpires calling the high strike was a good idea?
Personally, I think so, yes. I like the idea. Make the hitters actually start maybe chasing some of those high breaking balls, and instead of taking them, make the game a little more exciting, in my opinion.
Takes that one down low. And if you want to email us, we'll try to get as many on during the game as we can. Email Hawk and DJ, SoxTV at chicagosports.com. We were talking about if there was one thing that either one of us would do if we had that magic wand to help out pitchers today, it would be raising the mound. We were talking about that last night. That's up high 2-0, so we get an email from Matt Scarlatta from Palatine. The mound used to be at 15 inches and it was lowered to 10. I'd like to see him get it up there on 18 or 20.
And that's evident by what you were saying. You'd want it to be about 21, 22.
Well, a foot, yeah. I said 10, 12 inches. As 2-1 to count. Pull the string on him on 2-0. Yeah, I'd just like to see if I could wave the wand, that's what it would be. I would raise it 10 to 12 inches. Make it a lot easier on the arms of the pitchers, because as we discussed in last night's ball game, there are just so many pitchers that spend so much time on the DL. And throwing downhill another 10 inches or 12 inches would really take a lot of strain off that arm. As we talked about, hitters will adjust, and hitters will adjust a lot quicker than pitchers. If you look at Burley on the right, and Rocky Biddle. Biddle will be out there in the finale of this series tomorrow afternoon at 1. That's in the dirt. And to count 3 balls and a strike. Zone him in, reel him in, Paulie. Outfield straight up, spread out. There goes Carlos. It's academic as there's ball 4. Carlos, by the way, is 11 for 12 in stolen bases. So back-to-back walks to Lee and Konerko, coming with 1 out. And here comes Leifer, who struck out his first trip.
When you talk about raising that mound and possibly lowering as Al Nipper runs out to have a talk with Jeff Suppan. Raising that mound and lowering the amount of pitchers that end up hurt. The 10 players we have on the disabled list, 6 of them are pitchers. I don't know if that would have anything to do with it because got some serious injuries, but that'd be something to see over time if that would make a big difference.
Well, that's only time could tell. But in my opinion, I know we were talking about when the mound used to be 15 inches, you didn't see, I mean, not even close to the percentage of pitchers on the DL as you do in today's game. And it started, those DLs started when they lowered the mound.
Well, but don't you think that also medicine got better and you found out that, you know, injuries were more serious than anybody could ever see before, and surgeries have improved, so they go in and repair things that are no longer career-ending injuries, things like that?
Well, yeah, but there's got to be a reason they get there in the first place. You're right. The sports medicine is, 1,000% better than it was, 40 years ago. But you're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars on that DL each and every year from those pitchers.
There's Brian Ball, the assistant trainer for the White Sox.
Now Jeff's got himself a count. He's in the catbird seat at 2-0.
I think, of course, you're talking about before they lowered the mound. Pitchers went out there and had to pitch through their pain because they didn't know, and if they went down, they were dependent on a paycheck. Their jobs were pretty much gone then.
Big rip underneath it. Well, there's nothing wrong with pitching in pain as long as it's not going to further damage the injury.
Well, that's it. See, now you know if it's going to further damage the injury. As before, you didn't have any options. Either you kept playing with it or your career was pretty much over.
Good rip right there. Meanwhile, Jeff just leaving the ball a hair too quick with his head.
A good example would be Sandy Koufax, Don Gullett. These guys' careers ended on, if they would have happened today, these injuries, they would have been able to have surgery and continue on.
The 2-2. Got a good breaking ball to hit right there, up out over the plate. So Jeff just getting underneath the slants of Jeff Suppan. Lee at second, Konerko at first. 1 out in the 2-2 pitch. Good try by the Kansas City right-hander. A little bit low. So the payoff pitch. Hit hard but foul. No. 3-2-0 for the Sox. 3-4-0 for Kansas City.
Looked like Carlos Lee was trying to get himself a jump on that 3-2 pitch out there. And had a bit of a hesitation and decided not to take off, but I think more along the lines. He'll be taken off, as will Paul Konerko on first base.
I wouldn't run it. Another souvenir left side.
Not going that time. Watching Wallace Johnson over at third base go through his signs, and Carlos Lee and Paul Konerko watching him intently.
Well, Jeff's got a little bit of a big swing going for him tonight. First 2 at bats. They do not go. Leefer cutting and slashing. If he was short and quick, yeah, you might think about it. See a hitter up there who's got a big swing going for him, though, and you get that. He's a left-handed hitter, and you get that catcher with a clear shot at third. Sixth strikeout for Suppan.
10. Royce Clayton.
Royce Clayton getting a nice round of applause. And here's what he did his last trip up. 2 men on. Just a line drive for his first homer in a White Sox uniform. Now has 15 RBIs. Breaking ball, good one.
Well, again, Royce up there in a similar situation. A couple of outs, down in the count. For some reason, that's when he comes through the most.
That's fair. Right down the first baseline. Here comes Carlos. They're going to wave. Now they're going to hold Konerko at third. Wallace Johnson waving around, all of a sudden put the stop sign up. So Royce Clayton has driven in all 4 Sox runs, and it's a 4-3 lead.
Why not? Royce, go ahead. Turned on him last time. This time slices it right down the first base line, just barely staying fair. It's about as close as you can get without that ball being called foul. And a good thing Wallace Johnson put the late brakes on Paul Konerko. He'd have been gunned down easily.
Well, here's Mark Johnson, 0 for 1, but he hit a bullet right to Ibanez in right field. Fastball strike. Chris Singleton on deck. Come on, Mark. Breaking ball high, evens the count at 1. Outfield straight up. So Royce Clayton, a 3-run homer, RBI double. 16 ribbies. Picks up his 5th 2-bagger. Nails the inside corner. Yeah, he's got to cinch it up and hunker down. 1-2 the count.
This would be a very big down in the hole base hit for Mark Johnson if he could pick up these 2 runs.
There's a little flare right to the third baseman Joe Randa, but the double by Royce Clayton. And we're into the 5th, leading 4-3.
If you keep dogging it, we're going to run all night. Now let's go.
What if stopping was as hard for you as it is for your car? Treat your car right with quality Raybestos brakes installed from just $69.99. All you need to know is where to go. Pet Boys.
Royce Clayton has driven in all 4. 3-run homer and an RBI double as we get set to go to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Hinch, Indy Chavez, and Sanchez. Hinch, strikeout victim his first trip, takes that fastball inside. I want to send out a big White Sox hello and congratulations to Orvin and Irene Smith on their 60th wedding anniversary. They are watching the game this evening over WGN in their Decatur home, so congratulations, Orvin and Irene, and many, many more. 60th anniversary. That's awesome.
That's even longer than you've been around. Barely, but it is.
Barely is right. Here's a strike. 2-1. I could see you with the 60th anniversary.
That'd be nice.
Off the plate. 3-1. Come on, JB. No walks.
Let me calculate here. Ooh. Boy, I better stay in good shape.
Real good shape. Chopper foul. Payoff. The dreaded leadoff walk. And while we have a moment, let's check out what's coming your way right here over WGN.
Anthony Edwards and Forrest Whitaker are two Philly cops with two drastically different styles. Downtown, Wednesday at 8 Eastern on WGN Superstation.
Indy Chavez taking a long look down at Rich Dower, the coach at third. See what Tony Muser wants to do. Indy has grounded hard to short and bounced back hard to Baldwin. Takes the bunt and he takes the ball.
And while we were in Kansas City, that man Tony Muser we just saw decided he was going to shake his lineup up a bit and put Indy Chavez in that leadoff spot. They've got 5-0 when he is in the top of the order.
There goes the runner. On the run and hit. Good call. It's a good call. Chavez, good little contact hitter from what we've seen.
Well, it's a good call before the pitch.
That's exactly right. It's a good decision before the pitch, not after the results of it. Outfield short, swung well around to the left. Well, you know, talking about this Kansas City Ball Club, they were really tough on us the last couple of years and went out and they really made the right moves. They went out to have to strengthen their bullpen. They did what they thought they had to do. They picked up a closer in Roberto Hernandez. There's a good strike. Got some other guys down there in pen to bolster it up. And it just hadn't worked out. But again, it's just like that call right there on the run and hit. It's a good call before the pitch, or it's a good move before the season is made. As you look at Big Roberto. Just got a piece of it. Hernandez has 12 saves. They got Jason Grimsley. He's always been tough on us.
Well, they've made some moves that you definitely felt would help them where they needed the help, but you know, nobody can ever predict how things are actually going to turn out. You just try to make the moves and hope for the best. We saw in Seattle they did it for several years, brought guys in there that were outstanding with their former ball clubs. They get into Seattle, they couldn't get it done at all.
Yeah. Well, they've got a good organization there in Kansas City, headed up by David Glass. Purchased a club last season. That's out of play left side, and they will turn it around. Albert Baird, the new general manager, as Herc Robinson is taking over as the vice president of the club. Herc, a good baseball man. That's a terrific franchise in Kansas City. The 1-2.
Joe Nosek giving the signs out to the catcher and infielders.
Boy, the outfield really short. They've got Aaron Rowand over there guarding the left field line, playing almost like a Roman shortstop.
That's exactly where he has to play.
Comebacker. Can they do it? Can they do it for the first time ever in his career? James Baldwin turns a 1-6-3 double play.
Well, what do you know?
That's amazing.
Maybe he pulls a rabbit out of his hat.
Well, Baldwin.
You see, he got it and gave the accurate throw. Royce just getting Chavez, who can fly down the line. Yes, it's been JB's. That's the first time he's attempted it, but that's the first time one has been turned for him.
And this is his 160th start in the big leagues.
Yeah, PFPs, pitchers fielding practice.
Sanchez tries to bunt it, fouls it back into the seats. That's absolutely amazing. 160 starts and pick up your first 1-6-3 double play.
Remember last year when he had one just like that? We're like holding our breath going, here he goes. He threw it just a little off.
2-1.
It was just a little off last year where it pulled the shortstop off the base and he couldn't turn it.
Back through the middle, back through the wickets of JB. Oh, the 2-out single. And that'll bring up Carlos Beltran.
You see this last one. JB's going to try and get down and cover everything, and then just that little opening. And it's by him.
Beltran 0 for 2. High pop-up, stay in here. Konerko over by the Kansas City dugout. Reaches up, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We are halfway home here at Comiskey Park in the second of this 3-game set, leading by a run.
Let's have a look at your chart, shall we? You know what I want for my birthday? I want one of those lawnmowers you sit on. What? Oh, that. It's nothing.
What if doctors treated you?
Got at least 2 or 3 weeks before anything major happens.
The way you treat your car.
Pep Boys treats cars right. Help boost your engine's performance with our Fuel Miser services. We'll clean your fuel system, replace air filter, and more. Or get a Castrol oil change with new oil filter, lube, and more. Just $16.88. All you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
Well, it's that time of year again. And you're stuck in the heat, watching the mercury rise. Want to make sure that doesn't happen to your summer? Get you and your friends entered to win really cool Miller Time trips like these in our Miller Lite Get the Goods Summertime promotion. Pick up your Miller Lite Get the Goods entry card wherever you see this display. What are you looking at?
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago White Sox and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox.
Four, 3 good guys here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Singleton leads it off, fakes the butt, takes the ball up high. Chris has grounded to short, grounded to second. James Baldwin turning a 1-6-3 double play. That's a beautiful thing to see. Good eye, 2-0 the count.
There's JB. Yeah, got to be able to field your position. Only helps you out. He did it right there.
3-0. A good example of that and the success that Mark Burley has had as he's made some terrific plays fielding his position. Kept himself out of some jams. There's a strike. And the count goes full. Aaron Rowand on deck.
You see pitchers that tend to keep away from hitters on the outside part of the plate. A lot more opportunities to fill their position than guys that go in.
That's a beautiful little serve out there in the left field. Andy Chavez bobbles it. So Chris starts it off. And right now let's check out our forward snapshot. Another focus on Chris Singleton. In the 4th inning with 1 out, Jermaine Dye at the plate. He hits a bullet out there in the right center field. Watch that.
That's just laying it out. Outstanding job. Off the wrong foot. Times it perfectly. That's a great job robbing Jermaine Dye.
So the 10th double of the year by Singleton. And here comes Aaron. He has struck out and flied to right. And his job is to try to get him over. Takes that pitch nicely.
Pretty tough test for Aaron right now. Still looking for his first big league hit. Good job to do. Try and move Chris along. Tough pitcher.
Well, just try to get your first big league hit to right field. Breaking ball. Which wouldn't be a bad concept anyway.
Aaron can hit the ball to all fields. Not just a pull guy.
Trying to go that way once again. So the count now 1-2. Checking some other scores for you. Top of the 8th inning at Jacobs Field. Minnesota leading Cleveland 6-2. Detroit has defeated the Yankees 7-1 at Comerica Park. Baltimore leading Toronto 5-1. Top of the 9th inning at Camden Yards. Boston shutting out Tampa Bay 4-0. That's in the bottom of the 8th down to St. Petersburg. Top of the 3rd in Texas, 3-0 Angels. Watch out. Just back in.
Suppan, you're pretty quick to that turn and flip. Sanchez, you got to watch him. Little sneaky guy back there.
Now time is called. Hinch wants to talk with Suppan. Taking some other scores for you. St. Louis leading the Cubs 1-0. Top of the 6th at Busch Stadium. Milwaukee 6, Cincinnati 4. Top of the 8th at Synergy Field. 8-5 Pittsburgh over the Phillies. That's in the bottom of the 7th at PNC. There's a chopper. Landis going to make the tag. Ill-advised effort right there by Chris Singleton.
Yeah, I don't know what Chris could have been thinking in that situation. A little slow chopper right in front of him. It appears he thinks he could have beaten that ball to Joe Randa, and Joe Randa coming up there to tag him because he was running full out. But never had a chance.
No, never had a prayer right there. So that'll bring up Ray Durham. Ray 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Inside strike. Other action shows Fish trying to win their 5th in a row. They lead Atlanta 11-1. Top of the 7th in Georgia. Houston 5, Colorado 1. Top of the 6th at Enron. Downstairs. 1-1 to count to Durham. Oh, ready, 1st and 30. Mitchell Suppan quick to second. He's also quick to first.
Yeah, Supan's a pretty good athlete. You can tell. You can tell he gets his position out there, fields it well, turns quickly to all the bases, and he can pitch.
High pop up. Sanchez. 2 gone.
And here's a reminder. Every Monday is Half Price Monday at Comiskey Park. On Monday, July 2nd, when the White Sox take on the Twins at 7:05. All tickets are half the regular price. For tickets, call 312-8311-SOX.
That'll bring up Maglio. As Hinch and Suppan having another meeting of the minds. Mags has walked, scored, and he just missed one. Leading off the 4th, high towering drive into deep left center field.
Mags at 302 now. That is getting hot in a hurry.
Grabs the strike with that one.
But about a month ago, Mags was in the 240s.
Crowds him a little bit, and the count evens at 1. Crowds him again, doubles him up in there.
Well, the Sox, a running team with 52 stolen bases on the season compared to Casey's 42. And Aaron Rowan over there right now, not getting a very big lead.
Mags just a hair tardy. Aaron stole 22 bases last year, 15 the year before.
Yeah, Aaron Rowan runs fairly well. Even though he's a hitter, he can get himself some bags. That's why surprising.
Good pitch right there by Suppan. Just absolutely almost took his fingernails off.
It's a little surprising that Aaron doesn't have a little bit better lead than he has over there and try to get a jump if they let him. There's this nasty pitch that was about a foot in off that inside corner. Maglio could not lay off of that one running in, the shuto.
The dreaded shuto.
That is it. He's following that hitter's hands.
Two out, and the 2-2 pitch. Good breaking ball. Another good pitch right there by Jeff Suppan.
With 98 home runs in his career.
The ball hit into right field. Ibanez is there, makes the catch, and the side is retired, so the Sox get the leadoff double. Can't do anything with it. We'll go to the 6th, leading 4-3.
No doubt, great TV gets better year after year.
I'm bigger, and I'm stronger, and I work for God.
WGN Superstation brings home great shows.
Let's get down with our band.
Great family favorites. Solid daytime dramas. And TV that really is must-see.
Awesome!
That's WGN Superstation.
Mike Sweeney will lead off the top of the 6th inning. 4-4-0 for the Sox. 3-5-0 for Kansas City. Sweeney is homered and grounded softly to second. That's slicing, and that's going to find the seats. The homer leading off the top of the 2nd. His 15th of the year, and this was just a bullet.
Yeah, he didn't quite get that pitch in, JB. to where Mark Johnson wanted it. Sweeney made him pay for it.
Good pitch there. Jammed him, popped him up. Royce Clayton right behind the mound.
And here's a reminder. Be the first to know the latest breaking White Sox news. Log on to WhiteSox.com, your official source for Chicago White Sox news. That's WhiteSox.com. Connect with it.
That'll bring up Jermaine Dye. He's grounded to short, and then he was robbed of extra bases on a brilliant catch by Chris Singleton. Takes first pitch strike. Well, in Cincinnati, Ken Griffey Jr. has hit his first homer of the season, but Milwaukee leads it 10-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, it's good to have Junior back in baseball and healthy. Well, as healthy as he can be at this time, at least.
Oh, 0-2 the count. He's gone. 4th strikeout for Baldwin. 2 down.
Let's take a look at that last pitch from James. His curveball was right there. He took a little bit off of it and had Dye out in front of it.
Joe Randa into right field. Mag's got a good jump. He's there, makes an easy catch of it. And Baldwin has himself a 1-2-3 frame. Second time he's done that. After 5.5, it's still a 1-run ball game.
Don't miss Luther Vandross, Smokey Robinson, Patty LaBelle, and more. The Soul Train 30th Anniversary Special.
Saturday at 11:30 Eastern on WGN. Calling all ladies. Take some time to unwind and get to know the gals on Suddenly Susan and Caroline in the City each weeknight beginning at 1 Eastern, only on the WGN Superstation.
That's a tale of the tape. Bottom of the 6th inning. 4-3 Sox. It'll be Lee, Konerko, and Leifer to face Jeff Supine. Breaking ball hung it, and Carlos just missed it. Sanchez, 1 pitch, 1 out.
And here's a reminder. Sunday, July 8th is Willy Wonka's Kids Day, presented by Nerds, when the White Sox host the Pirates at 1:05. Fans can collect autographs pregame, and kids can run the bases postgame. Plus, kids' tickets are just $1 at Comiskey Park ticket windows on the day of the game.
So here's Konerko. Pauly has singled, scored, and walked. Outfield playing him slightly to pull. Takes low ball 1. And we got some more email here coming in. Vice Giroux.
Okay, I want to hear it.
It's from John Rinkow. There's a strike. From Round Lake Beach, Illinois. Says, how good a hitter was Don Drysdale?
I remember you telling me he was a heck of a hitter.
Oh, 7 home runs 1 year, 6 another, 5 another, 5 a couple times, I believe. They used to use him to pinch hit. Walter Alston used him as a pinch hitter in big situations in a ball game when he got to that point in time. 1-2 the count to Pauly. There have been a lot of good hitting pitchers over the years. Sox had one, and actually had a couple. Gary Peters was an outstanding hitter. Jim Cobb, who pitched for the Sox, was a real solid guy at the plate. Here's the 1-2.
Obviously, a lot of decent hitters over in the National League. Right now, we got the hot-hitting Mike Hampton in Colorado.
What, he got 5 home runs already?
5 home runs. His first home runs. Of course, got to get to Colorado to get them. He does have them.
He did not go. There's Ted Barrett. Full count.
But Mike Hampton had been hitting the ball fairly well for average over the last couple of years anyway.
Ball 4, base hit, Paulie. Fouls that one back out of play. And here's another email. This from Michael, Angie, and Maggie Johnson. Talking feisty, 362 days a year we get along, but my beautiful wife and I are sitting out on our Cypress, Texas porch, locked in a tussle. She's a misguided Cardinal fan, and I am a lifelong Sox fan. Thought I had her straightened out. We named our black lab Maggie after Maglio instead of Ankiel or Mac. But she does have a question. He has a payoff pitch on his way. Hit hard but foul. When do you declare the pick-to-click winner? She thinks DJ is getting sandbagged.
She is so right. Boy, I tell you what. I don't know what the deal is. They won't give me a win. They just automatically say, who's the winner? Hawk just puts his hand up and says, I am, I am.
Once again, the payoff. And that's ball 4. Good eye. Suppan wanted that pitch. So the 1-out walk. 4th base on balls issued. Well, Maggie, DJ just has a little problem. He last year, I think he finished last, and he just hadn't caught on to it, you know.
That's not it. That's not it at all. There's no science to it. All it is we come here, you say you want this guy, I say I want that guy, and they say they want that guy. And whoever does the best is the winner. Problem is you always tell me I can't have all the guys that you want.
No, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to invoke the 2-7 rule on you. Jeff Leafer takes it downstairs. Phil Moore, Skip Ellison, our director, is going to make his pick. I'm going to make mine, and you can have everybody else.
You know what's going to happen? Because I'm just going to quit.
No, you won't. You're not a quitter.
That's it. I've had enough. I'm going home.
Strike on the outside corner. Jeff's had a tough time against Suppan. A couple of strikeouts. Takes it up. So 2-1 to count. Here's another email from Elizabeth Stone from Elk Grove. Says a few years ago there was a controversy with people being able to vote 25 times on the computer for the All-Star team. What is your opinion of the way people are allowed to vote for All-Stars?
Well, if you get the ballot, any way you can vote online or anything like that, they say you can do it as many times as you want. Do it. For who you want.
Threw that one by him. Jeff, as I mentioned earlier, has got a big swing going for him tonight. I agree. Anything that it's a fans game. And they should be allowed to vote for the All-Star team. The rules say you can vote as many times as DJ says. Log on and lock in. Seventh strikeout for Suppan. 2 down. That'll bring up Royce Clayton. Here's what he did back in the second with a couple of men aboard.
Pulled those hands in and got to that high pitch that he had just swung at and missed 2 pitches before. Got it that time.
And in the 4th inning, a couple of guys on.
That's painting that right field line perfectly by Royce.
So he has driven in all 4 Sox tallies. Breaking ball, broke it down a little bit. Come on, Royce, have a big night.
Why not? He's been in the hole. This is third at bat tonight. He's had 2 outs each time up. He's got all the pressure on him. He's come through twice.
Ground ball. Randa over to Fables, and that'll do it. We're into the 7th. It's a 4-3 White Sox lead.
I don't know if this is such a good idea, but come on. We only have a few more miles to go. Oh, this don't feel right.
What if people treated you the way you treat your car?
Oh, suck it up. Let's go. Let's go.
At Pet Boys, we treat vehicles right with a wide selection of quality truck tires from just $54.99, 7 days a week.
Okay, it's feeling better.
Good.
It's numbing out.
That's normal.
All you need to know is where to go. Pet Boys.
4-3 good guys here in the top of the 7th. And a defensive change at third for Jeff Leafer. It'll be Tony Graffinino. For the Royals, it'll be the lower third of their order. Ibanez, Fables, and Hinch to face James Baldwin. First pitch strike. That's the 13th time he has thrown first pitch to a Kansas City hitter. First 12 he retired. 1-1 the count. Two balls and a strike. Well, Cleveland has come back to take a 7-6 lead over Minnesota. They're hitting in the bottom of the 8th inning. So 13 first pitch strikes, 13 he is retired. And with 1 out, let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN Superstation.
A reminder, immediately following our ball game, it will be the WGN News. Peter Sanders, lovely Allison Payne, Rich King, and of course Tom Skilling. Gary Glover loosening up down in the pen. And Luis Alicea has come out to hit for Carlos Fables. Chops that one foul. Alicea played last night. He was 2 for 5. So the 35-year-old veteran infielder out of Florida State.
He's pulled a 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter. 125.
Downstairs 1-2. Ooh, got an off-speed pitch up out over the plate underneath it.
You get a lot of pinch hit at bats when you played.
No.
Not a lot of fun.
When I was younger, I did. Not many, but it's according to who was out there on that bump, man.
Giving you a day off and then needing you later, huh?
I told you about that one game. He was that one foul. We're playing the White Sox in Washington. I pinch hit in the bottom of the 9th inning. I had a bad hamstring. And pinch hit in the bottom of the 9th, went 0 for 5. We went 22 innings.
That's a bad day off right there. That's the way you went into that game thinking, I got a day off today. All right.
There's another souvenir. I'll say a cutting and slashing up there.
We've seen a lot of that in the first 2 games here. Guys fouling off a whole bunch of pitches trying to stay alive. Worked well for Carlos Lee last night.
He got him. He'll grab some bench for out number 2. 5th strikeout for Baldwin.
This is a good one. I would say cutting and slashing, but he couldn't pull a trigger on that one. He snuck that one right by him. A little extra on that fastball.
That'll bring up the Kansas City catcher, A.J. Hinch. He has struck out and he has walked. First pitch strike, and one sound of big White Sox. Yes, to all the good folks in the Quad Cities. From Paul Bender, who is watching this game over WGN up in Syracuse, New York. Jacks it up. Count evens at 1.
I spent a little time in the Quad Cities.
It's a great area.
It is. I enjoyed it. My second year in pro ball, 1982.
Second year in pro ball, 82.
Yep, he's just a baby. Very mature baby, though. Don't get me wrong.
Your what hurts?
I was 18 years old.
Fouls it back. Big hack by Hinch. Endy Chavez on deck. Just tuning in, Sox with a 3-run homer from Royce Clayton in the second. RBI double from Clayton in the fourth. Kansas City, homer by Mike Sweeney in the second. And a 2-run blast by Raul Ibanez in the fourth. He walks Hinch again.
And here's a reminder. The White Sox face the Pirates on Sunday, July 8th at 1:05. First 10,000 fans at the game will receive White Sox Rally Socks courtesy of American National Bank. For tickets, call 312-8311-SOX.
Oh, Jerry Manuel out to the mound. Made the call to the pen. James Baldwin works 6 2/3. He'll depart. Gary Glover, the 24-year-old right-hander, comes on, and we'll be back.
Introducing the Hertz Prestige Collection. Jaguar, Volvo, Lincoln, Land Rover. Part of the new Hertz Prestige Collection. If they're your kinds of cars, Hertz is your kind of car rental company. The Hertz Prestige Collection.
James Baldwin pitched well tonight, 6 2/3. Threw a couple of long ones. Solo shot by Sweeney. 2-run homer by Raul Ibanez. 5 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts.
Good curveball right there. Another one. High fastball. 4th on the breaker. And then a sneaky fastball by Alicea. Good job, JB. And let's take a look at Gary Glover's numbers, who has come on to hold this game right where it's at. Gary, he threw 2 nights back. He's 2-1 with an 8.84 ERA. All that coming while his first stint was here as a Sox. Did a great job down in AAA Charlotte. Got his release point back on and hopefully be locked in again.
So here's Endy Chavez. He is 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch hunting and flips it foul. And that'll be back into the seats. Outfield very short and well around to the left. Endy just 23 years old. Curveball, not hit hard. Durham got it. Over to Konerko. Doug Glover comes on. Retires Chavez. 7th inning stretch. Got a good one going.
That was so cool. Let's celebrate. One apiece.
Where's Steve? Enjoying the great outdoors? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
The boys of summer are back on WGN, America's #1 superstation. Follow Sammy Sosa and the Chicago Cubs, White Sox, Yankees, Mets, Orioles. This is where your teams come to play. Wherever you live, whoever you follow. The best of both leagues slug it out right here, WGN Superstation.
Right now, let's check out our Miller Lite Major League scoreboard. Tigers over the Yankees 7-1, 5-1 Orioles. They're playing well over the Blue Jays. Cleveland has come back from that big deficit. They lead at 7-6. That's in the 9th inning. 5-4 Boston over Tampa Bay down in St. Pete. Angels leading the Rangers 3-1 down in Texas. They're just getting underway at Oakland. National League 10-4. Ken Griffey Jr. has hit his first homer of the season. 8-5 Pittsburgh over the Phillies. Phillies struggling right now. Mets beat the Expos 4-1 at Shea. Marlins trying to pick up their 5th straight as they lead Atlanta 11-2, I should say. 5-3 Houston over the Rockies. That's in the 7th then run. 1-1 tie Cubs and Cardinals in St. Louis. Just getting underway at San Diego, and later on the D-backs taking on the Dodgers in Los Angeles.
And we have a new pitcher out there for Kansas City, as it is Tony Kogan. He's 0-2 with a 6.92 ERA. Opponents hitting .327 against him. In 13 innings, he's given up 18 hits and 5 long balls, along with 6 base on balls and 8 strikeouts. And we have a new second baseman. Luis Alicea stays in and goes to second base.
So a 4-3 ball game as Joe Crede has come out to hit for Mark Johnson. Mark was 0 for 2. Hit a bullet right to Ibanez in right field his first at bat, and then went out to third in his second. Start us off, Joe. Tony Kogan. First pitch, Hunting fouls it back. Kogan's 24 years old, born right here in the beautiful city of Chicago, Illinois. 91-mile-an-hour fastball off the plate. Activity. There's Bob Howery. To Hopper, the chopper, Sanchez. That'll bring up Chris Singleton. Chris 1 for 3, had a double. That was leading off the 5th inning.
Well, you hit it to Ray Sanchez at shortstop. It's like putting money in the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, he just gets in great position, gets rid of it quickly, and he's very accurate with his throws. Only 2 errors on the season.
Got that one by him. Hogan looks like he throws well. He graduated from Highland Park High School in '95. Played college baseball at Stanford. Received an economics degree and pitched in the College World Series 2 years with the Cardinals. Breaking ball, no.
He's got himself a little bit of a different stance. Very closed. His body's kind of hiding the ball well, just to start things off. It looks like he throws across his body from behind the left-handed hitters.
He's definitely closed.
And he's towing that rubber on the far first base side of it. Makes it even that much tougher probably on the left-handers.
Tries to bunt it, pops it up. Hinch is there, 2 down. So 2 down to the left fielder, Aaron Rowan. Aaron 0 for 3, and this is first major league start.